Hey, it's Amanda here, the Creative Gardener. So today we're looking at lemon balm decimation. So I went away for a couple of weeks, not this, so this I put to try and nourish the soil. Came back and this is what it looked like. It was all black, everything had died off. I didn't know, everything had, like it had been burnt basically. And I'm still not sure what's happened. I've got no idea how it happened. And the rest of the lemon balm that I have around the place, that seems to have either been eaten, there's a dog there, either been eaten or, when I was digging up that, I could see some little, I don't know, it's like a white worm or maggot. It looked like a little maggot, but it wasn't a maggot. It looked like it was thinner. But I really don't know why it, why it went like that. Why the leaves, why it would, I don't know. I've got no idea. And 2 weeks it was fine. It was just like out there, it was really thriving. I was thinking, I was going to take loads of cut-ins and move them around the place, but it's just died off. Lemon balm doesn't seem to do very well here, or maybe there's a bug that I just don't know about. That, who knows? So I haven't really got much to say about this. It's a shame, and I'm disappointed that my lemon balm didn't take off. Well, it did take off, but because I was away, it was just like, and it's not as if it didn't rain. It rained, and it had been fine before, but that's a real disappointment. So that's something that I've got to do some more research about and see what I can find. I'm just wondering whether to, that's it. So I've never seen, it's nothing that I've ever seen before. The lemon balm that I had in England grew really well. It was like a weed. I had to, I was just like, couldn't get rid of it. But this one, it's just, I guess, maybe it's the temperature or, I've got no idea. I'm clueless about that. But what I might do is, see, it really established its roots here. Maybe it was the ants. Do you know what? Because sometimes, I was just seeing if I could see anything moving. You know what? Sometimes when a plant has been undisturbed for a while, the ants will come. And that's what I've noticed. Some of the plants, especially in pots though, the ants will come and they'll make their home there, and that, it's killing the roots of the plant. So maybe it's something here. Something's going on here, because my lemon tree, whilst it's grown bigger, it's grown poorly, and I've been fertilizing it. Maybe it's got some sort of something. Maybe I need to spray it with something. And there's something trying to eat the leaves as well. I guess this video, so whilst it's not just, it was going to be just a, it'll be an update on plants that are doing poorly. I think that's probably what, because there's specimen number 2. So some of the plants are being chomped on, and the colour, look at the colour. It might be the stink bugs actually. They might have found their way when they moved from the bougainvillea there, and I was spraying them with the soapy water. I saw a few of them jump this way. So maybe, I'm just trying to look to see if I can see a group of them hanging out, which I can't. But on the underside of some of the leaves, they're kind of brown, and maybe that's obviously sign of some sort of pest. Can't see what's in there, but as you can see, the plant looks sick, so I need to have a drastic intervention to put that right. And then the other plants, which you would have heard me gushing something chronic about these. It was like I was chopping back once a week and they were just growing, and they were just growing mad. And now they've kind of calmed down because of the dry spell. They're conserving themselves. So I cut these back, and then they just started to look a bit sad. You know, like the leaves are not as firm. And again, I guess it's, you know, they're not as bushy. And in all the areas, they're just kind of dying back a bit. Look, even in like over here. So what I thought I would do was, I was just throwing them in here to try and, you know, provide cover for the fence. Because if you look at, we'll go over to it. If you look at one of the ones that I planted and it grew really well, like I put them in here. Everything else seems to be dying out. Where is it now? So over here, I just laid it on the floor and then they just grew. I just laid a few sticks and then they just grew. But obviously, again, there's not much. They're competing for water, so it's not spreading anymore. It's just like, we don't do this in dry spell. You know, bring the water on and we'll grow happily. Happily with bigger leaves. See, this is what I know of broadleaf thyme. This is the type of leaves I've seen. The leaves that I was getting was just like, they're on steroids. But as you can see, you know, with the dry weather, they become a bit sick. And also, I guess this needs to be cut back a bit. So yeah, my moringa plants. So I would have shown you all the moringa growing around the place, and they were all grown at the same time. They all sprouted, but you can see these ones compared to this particular one, which is about 7 foot. I mean, even this is still a bit sick. All the lower leaves have come off, and so you've got no leaves. Just realised that you need leaves. So yeah, I'm going to have to look that up again. There's another thing I'm going to have to look up, and how comes they're doing so poorly. Let's have a look and see what other plants are doing poorly. My lemongrass, this again was a bush. This was a big bush, but it seems to be dying back, and I'm wondering whether, I was like, you guys, you need to sort yourselves out and get on with your growing. You know, this one, I've cut it back, used it in tea. Butterfly. Or is it a moth? It's orange, but it's quite cute. Oh, look, can you see it? Go on, land again, so we can all see you. Anyway, let me just carry on talking. Oh, wait. Cute, eh? Anyway, so used it in tea, and it was just like, you lot just need to sort yourselves out. Yes, I need to mulch, so that's the key for your garden. But you were supposed to grow. And it has sent out some seeds, so we have had one set of seeds. Now, I'm not sure, with the lemongrass that other people are growing, I haven't seen them, you know, like I don't want to have to chop it back. I was just like, just grow. Grow, lemongrass, grow. And you got all of those dead leaves around the bottom. But they do smell of a lemongrass. So, to make maybe a potpourri, because it still smells really lovely. Anyway, and there's a grass, maybe chop and drop, yeah. Okay, the other plants which are doing poorly, rosemary. This one is trying to hang on. I brought it about a year ago, and I guess it has grown a bit. I can't say that it hasn't grown, but it's very spindly. This is not how I know rosemary. I mean, this rosemary smells absolutely gorgeous. It's so strong, but it's not well. Now, I try and mulch and water them. They got some water the other day, and I've got the coconut shells around to try and capture some of the moisture, but it still didn't like it. It still doesn't like it. When I put Epsom salts there, it kind of perks it up a bit. But the leaves, back in England, the leaves of my rosemary were just green. It was a green plant, and my plant grew really big. So this one, I don't want to move it again because it's been moved like twice. So what I might do is take some cuttings from this and plant them in other places, and that's probably, you know, the best thing for a lot of the plants, just to kind of move some of them in different places, take the cuttings, allow them to establish, and then move them. The other plant which I'm going to cover today is the basil. So you would have seen my basil. You saw it when it flowered. I had thousands of seeds, and what I did was I cut all the flower heads off, and I have gone round, like every time I cut, you know, because I don't want it to flower anymore, every time I get rid of it, oh, it smells gorgeous. More come up. So I had got rid of all of these flowers, but they just seem to keep continually flowering, and it's just like, no, I want you to focus on your leaves now. But it's not listening. And the same for, so that's the cinnamon basil. The spice basil is the same. So as you can see, it's a very sad looking plant. It's got some kind of new growth there, but they're like tiny, and maybe I cut it back a bit harder because I'd literally just took off the flowers, and the leaves were so much were big, but this looks like it's on its last legs. I don't know. I'm still trying to give it a chance, so I've, you know, used the Mexican sunflower just to kind of fertilize it, and I've got no idea. Maybe this all just needs to go. It needs to be cut back, and all of this inside section, I don't know. I was just so stoked that it was growing so well, and now the flowering bit is over, you know, so I just take it off. I keep them because they smell. Maybe I'm not taking it off. Am I taking this off right? Just pinching it off. You learn as you go along. Some trial and error. But or some trial and error, not all trial and error. Anyway, so they're the plants that have been acting up and not growing. Oh no, let me show you. Actually, yeah, I had problems with, now this was my first poor papaya that was growing, and I had some, I even got some fruit from, not very large, but I used them as, you know, green, and the snails and the slugs got to it, just decimated it, chomped it right off. And there's some more down there that that's for a longer video because I've got some really nice ones growing. Anyway, so what else can we add to this list of not growing very well? Actually, let me show you this. So as I said, despite this area gets quite waterlogged, so I put this here, and it's not that far from the one that really sprouted up, which is here. But again, it's not growing as quickly as it should. But but when you look at this moringa tree, it's just growing, it's like, it's really happy here. So whatever's here is good for that, but it's not good for the, oh, this needs to be moved. You need to be moved. This is a nice tree that, there's two. Do you know what? I put them there because, again, I just needed somewhere for them to be, so that I could decide on where they needed to be planted. So all of these things, most of these things, apart from the moringa tree and the papaya tree, are going to be moved. And as I say, this is like when I need just to put a plant in the ground rather than, you know, keep it in a wrapped up whatever. I will place them here. So that's it. They're the issues with some of the plants at the moment. And again, did I show you this one? This is moringa, but it's not growing. I can't tell what's going on. The leaves are going yellow, so that means it's short of something. Okay. Oh, my gosh, it's a real mishmash. Anyway, no, we're gonna go. I won't carry on anymore. We're gonna go. So thank you for joining me today, and we'll try and address some of the issues, and I'll do an update as to what the remedies are. Okay, take care for now. Bye.